Hello, and welcome to our CreditCare.ca YouTube channel. My name is Ian, and I'm happy you've joined us today. Our goal is to help Canadians reach their credit goals. Whether you need to rebuild damaged credit or want to build your credit to be eligible for the best interest rates or qualify for a mortgage, we can help. By sharing good credit information, we can provide strategies for your credit success. We will share how a CreditCare.ca plan may be the perfect fit for reaching your credit goals even faster. So let's get started with today's video. The topic of today's post is part 3 of our Climbing the Credit Ladder video series. In those videos, we are looking at what is the credit ladder, what is the credit gap, how credit score is important in climbing the credit ladder, but there is more to a prime loan approval than just credit score. Other factors are important to move up the credit ladder, how creditors look at you based on the credit ladder, signs from a creditor you may not be high enough up the credit ladder to make a purchase, other reasons you may not be approved for credit, even with a good credit score, and how CreditCare can help you climb the credit ladder. This video is focused on 4 ways you can bridge the credit gap to be eligible for a prime loan. So let's go. From our last video, we know the credit gap is the difference between where our credit currently is on the credit ladder versus the credit level we would like to access. Referring back to the example of the prime credit decline we reviewed in the last video, there are really 4 ways to bridge the credit gap. Your goal should always be to qualify for prime credit as soon as you can. Here are the 4 ways to bridge the credit gap in order from best to worst. 1. Have a strategy in place to grow your credit score and savings. 2. Put together a large down payment. 3. Have a qualified cosigner. And 4. Utilize a high-interest loan approval. Let's look at these in detail, from worst to best. First, we'll look at high-interest loan approvals. If you have a lower credit score, the reason for a prime credit decline may simply be because your credit is not strong enough to qualify. If, for whatever reason, you have not built or rebuilt your credit, unfortunately, this may be your only option if you are in a position where you have to make a purchase. We will be looking at this in a separate video, but do everything you can to avoid high-interest loans over a long period of time. The high-interest loan can bridge the credit gap, but this can be very expensive. Now let's look at a qualified cosigner. One way to possibly be eligible for a prime loan approval when your credit is not good enough, due to credit score or history, is to have a qualified cosigner. Basically, you are going to take advantage of the cosigner's credit to qualify. This way you get a prime approval, and it will help grow your credit. The credit bureau will indicate the loan is joint, so depending on how your credit looks the next time you apply, you may or may not be asked for another cosigner in the future. A qualified cosigner can bridge the credit gap and get a better interest rate approval. For the cosigner, this will tie up their credit for the period of time they are on the loan with you. In many situations, it can be difficult to find someone willing or able to help for this reason. The cosigner is also fully responsible for the debt. If there is a default or any late payments or other issues related to the cosign loan, it will negatively affect their credit. A cosigner can bridge the credit gap, but finding someone qualified, willing, and able can be difficult. Now let's discuss a large down payment. A large down payment at times can buy your way into a prime approval. Money down reduces the risk to the creditor and may result in a good interest rate approval. If you are not approved the large down payment, this can indicate you need to work on your credit score. As we discussed in the last video, prime lenders have tight lending parameters to qualify for the best rates and terms. Putting together a large down payment can be difficult for many people due to income or situations, so this may or may not be an option. A large down payment can bridge the credit gap, but this can be difficult for many people. Now let's look at the best plan, which is a credit strategy to grow credit score and savings. By understanding credit, you can put a strategy in place to grow your credit score and move up the steps of the credit ladder. There are ways you can speed this up. A CreditCare.ca plan can do this very inexpensively and build your savings account at the same time. In our next video, we will share information and credit strategies to help you grow your credit and move up the credit ladder. We will look at our credit gap decline example and see what she could have done to bridge the credit gap. Please watch part 1 and 2 if you've missed them. We will also be sharing how a CreditCare plan can be the perfect way to reach your credit goals even faster and avoid the credit gap decline. So please join us for that video. The key takeaways from this video should be, number 1, your goal should be to position yourself to be eligible for prime credit approvals. 2, there are ways to bridge the credit gap, but some of these can be expensive. 3, having a credit strategy is the best way to qualify or start positioning yourself to qualify for prime approvals. Our next video focuses on some of these strategies. Building or rebuilding your credit requires an understanding of how credit works. We have a lot of free information on our website to help. If you want to build or rebuild your credit, CreditCare.ca can be a perfect way to improve your credit and reach your credit goals faster and save you money. We want to be your credit building partner. If you have any questions about today's topic, leave a comment in this video or email us at help@CreditCare.ca. If you found today's video helpful, please click like and subscribe and share with a friend. See you at our next video.